Greetings, greetings, greetings. This is your brother Chief Flying Eagle Elohim. I'm going to be doing a couple of videos today. I want you to hear the DC Endgame from a different individual, a different brother. You know what I mean? Because I've been talking to my people for a very long time, and lately I've been going hard, right? And I know some people are getting it, but maybe it will sound different coming from this brother right here. So pay attention. All right, and listen.
Bigger picture. That's what we're going to talk about. Because I know you've been watching the headlines. Iran, Gaza, the Supreme Court, the big beautiful bill, the LA protests, the crime wave in DC. They look disconnected, like 5 different storms heading in 5 different directions, but they're not. I need you to see the bigger picture. They're testing grounds for a single system, a domestic control network built in plain sight. On one that can federalize your police, lock your streets, and stop your protests before it's even a crowd. I want you to see how serious it is. DC was just proof of concept. It was no riot, no invasion, just a crime problem. And the president took the city's police out of the mayor's hands like it was nothing. I want you to catch it because LA was the other bookend. It was a major city protest that let him test federal boots on the ground in a metropolis. Now he's got president on both coasts. The Supreme Court is guaranteed to drop rulings every year to put people in the streets. You already know this. The big beautiful bill, same thing. Legal legislative flashpoints that you can predict like clockwork. That's what it is. All the foreign crises, they bring protests into the Capitol and then give you the national security language to crush them. Every one of these is a trigger. Every delay. I want you to understand what's going on. Every single one of these is a drill. So when the real political flashpoints hit, like an election dispute or a mass mobilization, he's already got the authority, the map, and the muscle ready. Here's the part no one wants to say, that the muscle isn't just the National Guard, it's ICE, because ICE was never about the border. It was the costume. It's the marketing campaign you swallow so you don't see the skeleton underneath. I want you to understand that ICE is already nationalized, already armed, already in every state, already trained for rapid deployment. They answer to one desk, not 50 governors. So when ICE shows up in your city, they're not there for immigration enforcement because that's the smoke screen. I want you to see it. They're pre-mapping your city. All the choke points, all the transit hubs, all the gathering sites, they're figuring out how to separate you before you even meet, breaking the protest before it's born. They use illegal immigrant so you can pretend, so you could play into the smoke screen of this operation, right? But I want to say this clearly. The situation with the legal immigrants is real. The plight that they deal with is real. They're in a bad situation, and they should have never been treated like this. But their suffering is being repurposed. It's being turned into a cover, a building, for building a federalized riot control apparatus in real time. I want you to understand what's going on. ICE, I said rice, but I'm not even joking. It's riot police. It's a standing domestic army wearing the badge of an immigration enforcement. That's what's happening. And I want you to understand. If one's major swing state city gets caught up in the exact same thing that happened to DC or LA, it will finish the blueprint. One more public safety president in Milwaukee, Atlanta, or Philadelphia, the entire country becomes a grid he can lock down in an hour. I'm not playing. I want you to understand what this means. A march gets announced by noon. At noon. By 1 o'clock, the streets will be sealed. The bridges will be locked. The transit is cut. The choke points are manned. You're not marching toward anything because you're already surrounded. So when the president says there might be something going on down there, we might have to take a look. What he really means is that the switch is about to flip. Right. The network is about to move on the border that they can draw now, and it isn't on a map. It's around you. Anytime, anywhere. I want you to understand what's going on because your politicians aren't going to move. They think this shit is temporary. They think it'll only be used in a real emergency. Even when president shows otherwise. President doesn't even look like that. President looks like they're going to benefit from this exact same power, and they believe they'll hold the presidency next and might need to use this. This is how ridiculous they are. And a lot of them ain't even put together the picture, but they treat LA, DC, ICE, court rulings as separate issues. It's the same issue. It is a domestic control apparatus. I just want you to understand. Democrats, listen to me. You fear being soft on crime. You are going to have a network built that is going to directly oppose public safety. I'm just saying this to you. I'm putting the dots together publicly so you can understand. So you can understand. that if we don't take action, I want you to understand that these cities, states, we need to prepare injunctions immediately that can be filed within hours of this attempted takeover, because we will lose it all. We'll lose it all. This is how it goes. You wanted to understand the end game. This is the end game.
All right. So I wanted you to hear it from a different perspective, because I've been talking to you, my people, for a very long time. And he's absolutely correct. The only part that's missing, which is, I wouldn't say missing, so I'm not going to take anything away from him. But the only thing I have to add, like I always do, the only people, he said we got to take action. Well, it depends on who is we. Because even if you take it to the courts, it's like the court is the system is the one that created the crimes, and the system is the same one that's penalizing you for the crimes. So they're playing God and devil at the same time. So whether it's the left wing, right wing, same thing. It doesn't matter what court it is. They are all foreign courts. The United States got owners. The only people that could stop this are the original people of the land. But we cannot do it as Black or African American. You feel me? And I've been telling y'all this for a very, very long time. But what's going to happen is this. A lot of your big TikTokers and YouTubers, they know themselves. And Instagrammers and Facebookers, they're going to start falling back on calling our people Black. They will not give me a shout out and say, yo, Chief was right all the time. But they're going to stop doing it because they're going to realize that I'm speaking the truth. We are the only ones that could stop what's going on. It had nothing to do with immigration. It had nothing to do with, it had nothing to do with illegal immigrants, because we are all immigrants in the United States. Whether you were born here, whether you think you're an American Indian, you think you're an FBA, you think you're a Solan, whatever you want to call yourself, you think you're more, we are all immigrants in the United States. Why? Because the United States is a foreign corporation. So we are all immigrants. All you are is just a born individual into a corporation. That's all it means. But today or tomorrow, they deem that, hey, listen, man, this is a company, and you're all immigrants. You're just a lawful immigrant. So they're going to do what they want. So it was never about illegal aliens. That was the smoke screen. Everything they do in Iraq and these different places, they're going to do it here now. But because you're so immune to it, you're going to think it's normal. These people are playing chess. They have always been 50 moves ahead. I've been telling you, I know how they think. The ancestors have always given me the insight, the foresight to know and see exactly what's going on. So now you're going to see all these big YouTubers, you're going to see them kind of falling back and stop calling our people Black. You feel me? But they will not give me the credit though. But I'm going to continue to be the Black identity slayer. My people, we are the only ones that could bring back law in our land. This is just the beginning. Pay attention. I got more videos coming. It's real. Okay? It's real. I keep telling y'all, just watch. I was sent for this.